the path. Hey, let's go for the shopping, right? Okay. So the point is now the point is that the point is that with the mundane engrossments, what happens is that you lose your time. Now, if you go a very sophisticated practitioner, right? When your partner says, "Hey, now stop it! Hey, come to. We have to go to hospital like this." Okay, going to hospital becomes a practice. Going to hospital becomes a practice, right? And then leaving the text behind becomes a practice. Embracing the text becomes a practice. Going to hospital becomes practice. And then say, "Oh, yes sir, yes ma'am, whatever." That becomes a practice. Anything that you become a practice, that's meditation, right? So this opportunity, which is more difficult? To be by yourself, do meditation is more difficult, or to do the meditation, be able to do the meditation when somebody says that, "Hey, now meditation, come out," and still you're in meditation, which is more difficult? The second one is more difficult. So this opportunity you will never get in Himalayas. This opportunity you will get only at home with your partners, complicated partners. Right? That is the best opportunity. So therefore, the whole purpose of the Dharma can very effectively be accomplished if you are skillful. If you are skillful, being at home, you can accomplish that at home. Okay, so therefore the point is that if you know the Dharma so precisely, you go to a movie theater, you watch a movie, that becomes your Dharma. Not watch a movie, that becomes a Dharma. Right? Go to the dinner party or a birthday party and then observe them. Right? See that they're all like illusion. How they are suffering, how they just go to drinks and dance. And so like this is the whole eon. It's just a few hours. And then after that, they'll end up into what? Severe headache in the bed, and then they'll lie, and tomorrow they can come for the job and so forth. So what I'm saying is that with this, they see that you, by being there, taking part in all these activities, you see that, okay, this is how samsara is deceiving us. Right? So you can be there, not being affected by it. This is the greatest. Which is more difficult? To be in the Himalayas and not be affected by the busy traffic of Tel Aviv, or be in the traffic and not being affected by the traffic, which is more difficult? Second is much more difficult. So this you can be trained only in such a situation. But then that requires a tremendous skill. So for that skill, we need a tremendous learning. Learning how to acquire that skill. Learning about the skill, exercising the skill, then actually acquiring the skill. This is very beautiful. Okay. Stanza 4. Reverse attraction to this life. Attraction here doesn't mean that, okay, now I have to reverse attraction, meaning detach. I have to detach from the good house, good food, good cars, and so forth. No, this is not a meaning. Reverse attraction to this life means obsession to this life. Obsession to this life. That this is the whole thing, right? Like a small child. Today, only one, how many of you said this when you were a very young child? Age 4 or 5, 6. How many of you said that? "Mom, I'll not go to school today. Only today." How many said it in your life? Raise your hands. Only today. Please, only today. How many said it? Almost all of us we said it. And this today never ends. Right? This today never ends. Again, tomorrow you say the same thing. Okay. So the point is obsession. Obsession to this life is fine. Okay, you have good food, it's fine. Good food. Within that, you can see the same thing in the light of Dharma. Right? You can have good food. And then, particularly for the families with your children, with your husband, with your wife, so forth. So there, if you become really expert in Dharma practice, look, finally with the Dhamma practice pertaining to the minor practice, minor teachings is to benefit the beings. To benefit the beings, there are two ways. Before you become fully enlightened and after you become fully enlightened. Once you become fully enlightened, that's fine, that's a different story. Before you become fully enlightened, you need help. You need help. And who are the potential candidates to really be your help, to your assistant? It's your family members. You can affect your family members very efficiently. If you become a very good Dhamma practitioner, your family members can greatly be affected by you. And your children, what a blessing for your children. And in fact, it is unanimous, it is a very common feature in the world, common reality, that the parents, they think about their children. It's a sort of like whole, we said investment, the effort is after the children, for the children. And the best way, the best gift that you can offer to your children is by being a very expert, skilled, serious Dharma practitioner yourself. You display your compassion, very profound compassion, right? Compassion not like when somebody is seen, you see somebody as very hungry, acute pain, then you cry. When somebody is better than you, then jealousy. There's a very shallow compassion. But a profound compassion is when somebody is in pain, instead of going to just crying like this, just see how I can really help to get rid of this pain. And then when this person becomes better than you, instead of jealousy, you rejoice. I'm so happy that you're so good now. Right? Not only that you're good, you are in a capacity to benefit so many other people, rejoicing. That is a profound compassion. So what I'm saying is that this if you can give to your children, more than the wealth, physical wealth, you can give the spiritual wealth. This is the greatest of the offering to your children. This is the greatest legacy that you can leave for your children. Okay, so this is so precious. Reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is ephemeral and without span. Okay, so we see that there are two paths. So for example, we feel attached to, okay, if I tell you that, okay, I learned that you are starting a business. Maybe the younger ones who are starting a business. For that you need what? Somebody to invest. Yes? And then you don't get anybody to invest in your business. You cannot start the business. And suddenly I said that, okay, I'll invest in a business. I'll invest $6 billion. You're happy, not happy? Wow, very happy. And that is for one day. Right? I said that I'm going to invest $6 billion for a business. You are so happy. And I said it's for one day. Then your happiness disappears. One day, what can I do with this $6 billion? Because the time spent is too brief. When you see the time is so brief, attachment to that dissolves. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? This life, we see the life, we feel so attached to this life because we see it as very long. Right? The reality is that the same situation, what we are going through now, was what went through 100 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 200 years ago. Let's not talk about 2,000. Let's say, for example, say at the time of Jesus Christ, 2,000 years ago, 2019 years ago. Right? Same group of people, like some in 20s, some in 30s, 40s people, they came together, they had some meeting like this. And at the time of 2,500 years ago, at the time of the Buddha, again, same thing happened. Again, at the time of Prophet Muhammad, again, same thing happened. Today, where are these people? Not even a single person is left today. Do you agree with me or not? And now, when I'm sharing with you, right? Okay, yeah, that's true. How many of us who said that that's true? How many we're going to live after 200 years? Not even a single person going to be left after 200 years from now. This is the reality. right? Some will die purely out of old age. Some will die out of some accident. Somebody will die out of, say, illness, sickness. After all, we are just in the same boat. After 100 years, guaranteed, if not 100 years, after 100 years, of the 7 billion human beings today, not even 100 will be left. Not even 100 people will be left out of 7 billion human beings today. Within 150 years from now, not even a single person will be left. In those days, 150 years from now in the future, hardly anybody will remember Geshe, Dorji, Damdul. Hardly anybody will remember Liorala, who was actively involved with the Israeli Friends of Dharma, Dharma Friends of Israel. Right? Oh, once there was 2019, there was a gathering. What are you saying? 2019, what happened? No clue. Right? Even the memory disappears. This is the reality. This is the reality. So, if you think of this reality, then we see that our life, what we experience as today, is so short. It's so short. In this connection, practically speaking, while this life is too short, right? Time together, particularly time together with your parents, and time together as husband and wife, time together as children and parents, this time is so precious. Let us not waste this time. It's so precious. Let us not waste this time in fighting. Right? If you see, this is so short span of time, so precious. Let us not waste this time. Right? Instead, we should really embrace each other. For example, if people were to be sent to execution, right? Say 2 brothers, 2 sisters, or parents, children, then before they go, they hug. Why? They feel the oneness. This is what we have to feel. Husband, wife, parents and children, and you with your parents, you with your mother, you with your father. No time for a fight. The time is so short. When they leave, you'll regret. Regret to the extent I've heard with my own ears people saying, how I wish that my father lives another 1 year. Did you hear that? People saying this? How I wish, if not 1 year, 6 months. If not 6 months, at least 1 month. If not 1 month, 1 week. At least for 1 day, I'll have to see his face. I'll have to see her face. You're craving to see the face of the mother for 1 day, for one. But when you're together for years and years, you fight all the time. When you years and years, you say, Wati. This is how we waste our time, the precious time. It's no time to waste, just love. Someone who loves you so much. Why should you torture that person? Why should you create pain on that person? And time, you also love that person so much. But that love, what happens as you become more self-sufficient, physical more self-sufficient, age 16, 17, 18, 19, then dependence on the parents, it slowly goes away. And then that love and affection, that very strong imprint love and affection towards your parents, they continue to go down. What is on the surface is more like I'm independent. Then they say the little thing done wrong by your parent, you easily shout, right? Just ignore. This is just a sign of our immaturity. Immature means a child who can see only today, who does not see the bigger picture. Somebody who can see the bigger picture will never behave like this. Will cherish the moment with your mother. Will cherish the moment with your parents, with your brother, with your sister, with your children. This is so precious moment. Okay, this is what we need to keep in mind. Okay. By seeing the ephemerality meaning impermanence, momentariness of our life is so short, and this life has a tremendous potential. It says that by reflecting on how leisure opportunity that we have in terms of we having the potential to understand what emptiness is, what bodhicitta is, what is the be kind to yourself, be wisely kind to yourself, the ability to know these things, right? This is what is known as you having the facilities to know the sophistications and the meanings of one's life. So while we have this opportunity, we should not miss this. And this opportunity, the potential that we have, is very short span. Has a very short span. It's ephemeral. It's so momentary. So because it's so momentary, it is short-living. We have to we'll feel the value of this. So to value this, how to value this? Use this as much as possible. Use this in the most efficient way as possible, rather than wasting the life. If you see that because of encounter with this text, if you start to lead the life more meaningfully, meaning that you cherish the love and affection with your parents, with your children, between your husband and wife, you start to build a new relationship, a relationship of a deeper understanding and empathy and compassion. Not just on the basis of the superficial differences, not on the basis of your personal interests, personal selfish interests. Really feel the preciousness of the time together, right? So here, if that is happening, and then you go to reflect more about, say, how to be kind to myself, how to be wisely kind to myself. You work on these areas. That is the meaning of being renounced from this life, meaning that you're renouncing the trivialities of this life, otherwise just meaningless things of this life, right? Just attached to the meaningless things of life. Okay, so we just cut down all these things, look for a greater meaning. If that happens, you are renouncing this life. It doesn't mean renounce this life means, okay, now I will not eat, I will not have good food. This is not the meaning. The meaning is to cut yourself from the wasting your time with the trivialities. That's the meaning of renouncing this life. Okay. Then the next part is reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karmas and its effects and the miseries of samsara. 2 points. Future lives. Okay, there are practitioners. Who think about, okay, this life I will practice Dharma so well, so that next life I will have a better life. I'll have the human life. I have the good facilities, good life next time. If this is what we think, then you're not attached to this life, but you're attached to the future lives. Right? For example, let's say the dream. Okay, in the dream, okay, I must work hard so that I will accumulate enough money so that I'll get a good house, good car. And this all happening in the dream, right? Okay, happening, and then you're working so hard now, not wasting time. But because you attach to the next moment of getting a car and so forth, attach to the next moment. So the wise person will think of, okay, yes, I have the car, I'll use it. If I don't have the car, then they say I have to walk, then I have to wait for the public transportation and so forth. So that so much of my time is wasted. And with the good food, yes, I will not have attachment to this, I will not be obsessed with this, but I enjoy the food and to make sure that my body is healthy. And then this healthy body, I will use for my Dharma practice. And then your family members, okay, I'll be kind to them. I'll not run away from my family members. I'll be kind to them. I'll try to say and this is very interesting. When you're self-centered, selfish interest, when that is minimized, even the family members will see you very different. Even the family members will see an incredibly great wealth of virtue within you. they will start respecting you. Even their relationship with you will greatly improve. It's beautiful practice. Okay, so the point is that, say, make use of this life meaningfully. And then the point is that, okay, so there, one part of the life, in the dream, one part you're doing something good. In order that next time I will have a good place, good car, and so forth. And next part is that again a dream. And then another version would be to wake up from the dream. Right? To wake up from the dream. So the point is that we're doing good things in this life, so that next life I'll be comfortable, I'll be nice, and so forth. You attach to the next life. Finally, attachment to this life, attachment to the next life. As long as there is attachment, that is samsara. And to go into more precise, tomorrow we will discuss on how the real meaning of renunciation, real meaning of samsara, and real meaning of renunciation, we will explain on the basis of understanding of emptiness. If you don't understand emptiness, the moment you don't understand emptiness, you are into samsara. Right? No matter what you're doing, you're into samsara. Right? The moment you understand emptiness, you will see, wow, there is a possibility for waking myself up from this terrible, the samsaric existence of the fears. There's the possibility of waking up. Okay, so the real understanding of nirvana, real understanding of samsara, we will try to understand it tomorrow. So today what I said is that attachment to this life, attachment to the next life, any form of attachment, that is samsara. This is the gross form of samsara, gross meaning of samsara. Okay, and the detailed meaning of samsara, more refined, not detailed, refined meaning of samsara and nirvana, we'll do tomorrow. Okay, so tea break.